Hello, everybody. My name is Tyler, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Wtphu Gaming, uh, where where that isn't actually the channel anymore. It's Wtphu. This is the podcast. I don't have a format, but I enjoy talking, mostly just to really do just self discover, and what have I been doing? Small talk, small talk. Well, I got my vacation bidding in from work, and I just booked our flight and we just booked our Airbnb to California because Joanna's turning 30, so we're going to spend her 30s in California. And in May, we have a trip to Florida for her sister's birthday, her 21st. So this is going to be very fun. A lot of parental vision from us, mostly me. And I'm really excited to see where this goes because this is going to be a fun vacation. The last time I was in Florida, I was lost in Epcot for a bit before my parents found me. So I did the one thing that they taught me, and I stayed in one place until they found me. So I stayed in the place. I stayed at the Tomorrowland ship ride, and I stayed there. They found me, and I that's how it came back here. So that's the thing. I'm pretty sure that when we go to Florida, I will definitely have to make sure there's a lot of sunscreen. I make sure that I'm protected from the sun and make sure I don't get lost. I need to buy walking shoes because I know for a fact that I'm going to be walking a lot during vacation. So they have to be waterproof, or I need to be a second pair for waterproof just in case. So yeah, that's the new thing that's happening. And let's jump into the podcast. There's two fun questions that we tend to answer in these formats for the moments because what have you, right? So the first question is, what would have happened? What would have to happen in order for me to feel like what would have to happen in order for me to feel like I've succeeded? It would honestly, I feel like I'm just kind of basic. I feel like I'm really simple sometimes because when it comes to feeling successful, I would probably say I would have to count the little things. So as long as I was able to lift some amount of weights throughout the week, throughout the day, like when I came home from work, before I went to bed, I did a set of shoulder presses followed by deadlifts with the dumbbells and shoulder raises, lateral side raises and front raises, and I feel very successful because I know that's compounding. Nowadays I feel content just because as long as I was able to do minute things, small steps, it develops a bigger picture of like how my day goes. Because one of my current goals that I want to succeed in is being prepared for a powerlifting competition in the summer, because right now spring is for me to prime and train for a competition. So that means I'm trying my best to just get my calories in. I'm trying to get as much high protein as I can. I'm doing my best to make sure that what I'm doing are exercises that will help contribute. So I'm prioritizing my squats or my deadlift first and doing benching. All I'm doing is squats, deadlift, and benching, and that's it. Shoulder, maybe I'll do some like pull-ups or like rows because that's a benefiting factor in other lifts because it's a compound workout that uses muscles that are similar. So for me to feel really successful, it would have to be where I'm doing small things and appreciating what I was capable of doing. I was supposed to practice with the amount of sorry, I was getting my phone. With the amount, I was supposed to train and get comfortable with 55 times 6 plus 45. I was supposed to be comfortable with 375 for deadlift because the goal is to be 470 for my deadlift. That didn't happen, but the victories were still there. I was still able to drop the weight by 20 pounds, 40 pounds, and I was able to practice and master the skill of a deadlift. So I didn't succeed in maintaining practicing that weight, but I still had the time to practice the skill of deadlifting. So I'm very happy for that. Those are small successes you have to line yourself up for, because you can't win a battle. You can't win the war in one day, and you can't win a battle with one move. So you have to make a lot of steps and a lot of preparation. I know that by manipulating how much time I have, how much the amount of breaks that I have in between is helping me recover faster for these heavy lifts, because next month in April is when I start having a 2-minute break between sets, and that's going to be a struggle because I'm currently with a 2-minute 30 break, but that's on heavy lifting. So for this next like 3 months, I'm priming with heavy weights. And when the fall and winter comes, that's when I cut the weight in half and I work on practicing the form and high reps. Hopefully the goal would be like 10 sets of 10 within that 20-minute, 15-minute range of doing that exercise. So that's been my goal. That's been my current goal lately, and I am trying to just currently master that heavy weights. So I'm lifting heavy during the spring and summer because of my gout. And during the fall and winter is when I'm doing everything else. So for now, that's how I prepare myself to succeed. I will have to see what happens in the next few weeks because I'm still practicing. And practicing every day for a little bit is what's going to help me feel like I've succeeded, because I'm looking down, I'm having a 10-mile stare at where I'm going. I am going to a competition in the summer. I don't know when, but it will be local, and I'm having a 10-mile stare to what I'm doing. So for me to get there, I have to practice the skill. I have to laminate it. I have to be diligent. That also means I need to feed. If I was able to have at least some whole foods today, I succeeded. I had a lot of water, so I succeeded. You need to make small goals every day to succeed the bigger picture. And I don't think a lot of people have that awareness that is what you have to do. You can't just go into it without actual practice. You can't just go into it and do something very extreme, because that's going to cause you to burn out quickly. So these small snippets are what's going to help you get better. And to your goal, you have to do small, itty bitty steps. Okay. The second question is, what is the price for waiting before making a decision? And that actually is kind of funny, because that's almost kind of correlating. That kind of correlates to what's been going on lately with my own like goals of powerlifting in the summer, because again, I'm waiting, or because like right now I'm giving myself 6 months, 5 months right now. I'm giving myself 3 months of practice before looking for a thing to compete at, because that's what I feel safe on. But the price for waiting is a sense of clarity, but also you may miss out on it. I know that there's going to be definitely times to where if I rush it without an actual plan, there's going to be high risk, high reward. The high risk will be failure. It'll be emotion. It'll be mental health. It'll be a damage to my mental health, because the confidence came into it, had no results. So you'd imagine, like, if I were to like just decide now I'm going to pay this money to go and compete as soon as I'm available to, and by the time that comes without an actual plan, I will fail. I'm going to fail expectations, because I'm going to expect myself to do this body weight bench 1.5 times my squat. That's not an issue. And 2 times my weight squat. deadlift, and that's gonna be a problem because right now I already have a projected goal of what I wanted to do, and if I were to jump into it without an actual plan, the price for me to jump to that decision is going to be failure. I'm going to fail my own expectations. So, what is the price for waiting before making a decision? The price is just uh, it it's contextual to what your goals are, and for me, I I feel like the price the price for waiting is getting myself comfortable, getting myself adjusted to the challenge. I want to make sure that when I'm going to competition in this current context, for me to get prepared for competition is the price the price that I pay for taking the time to find before making the decision to um, compete is definitely the fatigue. It's the prolonged like gratification because when you when you deadlift, it is a quantifiable marker of how well you're doing, of if you're healthy, if you lift, do you are you a power lifter, stuff like that. And for me to wait is a challenge because oftentimes we do things impulsively. I know a few friends of mine who have certain impulses. For me, when I go to a restaurant, I want to impulsively just eat whatever I see. The first thing I see, I'm going to eat. It's pasta is very satiable. When I go to like cheesecake, when I went to the Cheesecake Factory recently for dinner, had takeout for dinner because Joanna was sick, so I did an Uber Eats, and I used a gift card. Thank you, Auntie. I used a gift card to pay for that food, and if I didn't wait and process what would nourish my body, what would nourish my health, I would have easily went for a very cheesy ravioli. I could have easily gotten a chicken parmesan. I would have easily just got spaghetti meatballs with a lot of cheese. They they taste very good, and when in controlled portions, they're great for carb loading because if I'm gonna compete, I know for a fact that days up until that competition, I know that I'm gonna get those days off before the competition because I need as much rest as possible before that competition. I know for a fact that I need to carb load as much as I can and just so I can have the energy to lift. Much like how when I did states and districts, I had to like have prep time. We would have spaghetti night a couple of days before districts, and then we performed, we succeeded, and there we go. But didn't just wait, if we didn't just wait and plan, I know for a fact we won't perform well. We won't be performing at the peak of what we are capable at that time. So I'm probably rambling, but yeah, you're gonna cause mistakes. You're gonna cause unforeseen mistakes that you may or may not be prepared for when you get punished. And getting punished is like, oh, you didn't lift this very well, or hey, your boss didn't actually approve of that. You jumped the gun. Jumping the gun tends to be a very negative thing to do. So I suggest take your time, slow down, and enjoy the process. You have to wait, make the decision, but wait. And that'll be it for this episode. These questions have been thoroughly answered within the context of what I've been doing. So hopefully you enjoyed the show. If you liked it, please make sure you follow. We have new followers on Anchor and or Spotify. Thank you so much. We have more videos on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the show, If you liked it, please make sure you subscribe and follow. I'm on social media. Look up Wtphu. And as always, my name's Tyler. I'm your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.